This is the big Agnes copper Spur, the freestanding ultralight tent that a lot of backpackers use as their comfort benchmark. My first reaction was curiosity mixed with skepticism. Could something this light actually feel roomy? And would the thin fabric be a headache when the weather turns? Key features on paper look strong, but what matters to me is how they translate to actual trail life. In my opinion, this tent is built around livability first, and then trimmed down to hit a weight most hikers can carry day after day. On looks and feel, and you see it immediately in the near-vertical sidewalls and the pre-bent DAC pole geometry. That shape creates real shoulder room, rather than just a tall peak you can't use. The two-door, two-vestibule layout is symmetrical and practical, and the awning-style vestibule panels can prop up with trekking poles to make a shaded porch. The interior mesh is super airy, with a bright open vibe even under gray skies. The floor is 29 square feet, with a length of about 88 inches, which helps if you're tall or you keep gear near your head. The mezzanine bin at the foot is clever storage for bulky items you don't want on the floor, and the big overhead media pockets diffuse light from a headlamp so you don't blast your eyes at night. The mtnGLO LED light strand is built in and runs on 3 AAA batteries, which sounds gimmicky until you're trying to find chapstick or read without a blinding headlamp. Materials are ultralight nylon, mixed denier double ripstop, with a 1200mm waterproof coating on the fly and floor, enough for rain as long as your pitch is tight and you're not sitting in a puddle. Hardware is modern. Tip-lock buckles at the corners catch the pole tip, tension the fly, and stake down in one move, and the hub DAC pole set snaps together with that satisfying precise clack. Everything feels purpose-built to shave weight without deleting the features that make camp life pleasant. From my experience, the best ultralight shelters keep the setup simple, and this one does. The flow is intuitive. Spread the body, seat the hubbed poles, clip things on, lay the short cross pole across the top, then throw the fly, and match the color-coded corners. If wind picks up, I stake the corners first so the body doesn't kite away, and then tension the fly tight, because sil nylon stretches when wet. The vestibules unzip cleanly, but I'm gentle with the small gauge zippers and keep them free of grit. For sleeping, 2 regular width pads fit, 2 wides will rub. The peak height is generous for the weight class, and with the walls standing up straighter than a typical dome, changing clothes or just sitting up to drink a cocoa doesn't feel like yoga. Venting is straightforward. There's a strutted roof vent on the fly, and you can crack the top of the vestibule zipper to create a chimney effect. In steady rain, a taut pitch keeps the inner from touching the fly, and retensioning the corners after the fabric absorbs moisture is part of the routine. In gusts, orientation helps a lot. Foot end into the wind reduces the wall sail effect, and using all the guy-outs is worth the extra minute. Pack down is easy either as a rolled burrito, with poles inside, or by stuffing the fabric in your pack and strapping the poles separately to fill dead space. If bugs aren't an issue, the fast fly mode with footprint, poles and fly is a legit way to save weight for quick trips. The points I like most are tied to livability. Space to weight is the headline win. It's rare to get vertical walls, real headroom, and 2 legit vestibules without feeling like you brought a car camping tent on your back. The awning vestibules are a quality of life upgrade I didn't know I needed. Propped up on poles, they turn the tent into a small porch where I can cook under cover during a drizzle, or hide from a harsh sun while still getting airflow. Storage is dialed. The mezzanine shelf keeps bulky items off the floor, and the big ceiling pockets act like a soft lampshade for a headlamp. The mtnGLO lights are surprisingly practical for quiet camp organization and reading without the headlamp dance. The freestanding pitch makes site selection less fussy than trekking pole shelters, especially on spots with shallow soil or a rocky base. Ventilation is efficient for a double-wall tent, and condensation management feels predictable. Crack a vent, open a zipper a touch, and keep the fly tight. The packability is great for how much tent you get, about 1.28 kilograms packaged, and it disappears into a 50-liter pack without drama. The UL2 low 30s ounce trail weight range hits that sweet spot where I'm not weighed down, but I'm also not sacrificing livability. There are trade-offs. The fabric is thin by design. A footprint is not optional in my kit. It's protection against hidden rocks and gritty sites that can chew up a 15 to 20 denier floor. The fly will sag when wet because nylon stretches, so I plan to retension in hours-long rain. In stronger winds, the tall walls can act like sails. Careful orientation and full guy line use matter, and this isn't something I take above tree line in a gale. Zippers are small and need clean tracks and a light touch. Snow loading isn't what this tent is built for. I treat it as a strict three-season shelter. Customer reports on long through hikes highlight wear points like zippers and mesh after months of daily use. So I carry repair tape and a pole splint and make peace with the idea that ultralight means more care, not less. Key features that make it stand out to me are the HV pole architecture that creates real shoulder room, the dual doors and vestibules that prevent middle-of-the-night acrobatics, the awning vestibule option that turns bad weather weights into usable outdoor space, the smart storage layout with the mezzanine bin and media pockets, and the tip-lock corner hardware that streamlines setup. It's perfect for hikers who want a freestanding tent they can pitch fast, who value comfort during rainy layovers, and who don't want to wrestle trekking poles every time they move campsites. From my experience, the most common mistakes with shelters like this are skipping the footprint, underguying in wind, and not retensioning the fly when it wets out. Fix those, and the Copper Spur HVUL shows its best side. I'd recommend this for pairs who prioritize livability on weekend trips, solo hikers who love elbow room without jumping to a heavier model, and anyone who prefers a fast, clean freestanding pitch over the fiddle factor of non-freestanding ultralight designs. If absolute durability, winter storms, or tight budgets are your top priorities, a heavier four-season build or a simpler, more rugged tent might make more sense. In conclusion, the Big Agnes Copper Spur HVUL hits that rare balance of comfort and carryability. It gives you legit interior space, full-featured organization, and a setup routine that's simple when you're tired, all while staying in a weight class that feels fair on long miles. It demands a gentle hand, smart site selection, and occasional retensioning, but the payoff is a shelter that feels like a home base instead of a compromise. I will leave all the information about the Big Agnes Copper Spur in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.